Okay, number one, it says the total distance in centimeters a toy, oh my gosh, a toy robot moves varies directly with time in seconds. The toy robot moves a total distance of 264 centimeters in 11 seconds. What is the time in seconds a toy robot moves when the total distance is 408 centimeters? What is the key word in this one? Actually, two keywords. Yeah, varies directly. Varies directly tells us that we're going to set up a what? Nope. Proportion. All right. Now, what two things are we comparing? What two types of numbers? Types of numbers. We are comparing centimeters to seconds. So whenever you're setting up your fractions, you want to make sure the type of number is on the same side of the fraction, meaning all your centimeters are at the top, all your seconds are at the bottom. Now, if you do it seconds over centimeters, same thing, okay? You'll still get the same answer. All right, so the first number that they give us, the first value is 264. That is centimeters. So 264 goes at the top. The second number that they give us is 11, which is seconds. So that 11 goes down here. They're always going to give you a third value. What is that third value? And that is what? So that number goes at the top. So then we just solve for x. How do you start solving for x on this?
Butterfly?
You know I don't like y'all saying butterfly. What do you say?
X method. Oh.
The X method. No, not the X method. Cross. Cross multiply. Cross multiply. Come on now. It's not. No. It's not even in the shape of a bug. Okay. No. You're not gonna get to college and your professor gonna be like, you're gonna butterfly. No. He's gonna say cross multiply. So get it right. Anyway, so you cross multiply the two numbers that are filled in and divide by the last one. So go ahead and multiply 11 times 408. What do you get?
17.
And then you divide by the last number. So we divide by 264 and you get 17. Your answer is B. ¿Preguntas? All right. Next one. What is the solution? Solution means we are solving an equation. Lucky for you, there is a calculator trick that makes this question go from 5 minutes to like 30 seconds.
Amen.
As soon as you learn the trick. So one thing you want to keep in mind is that any letter is going to turn to X. This only works, this does not work when solving for Y, okay? This only works when you have one variable throughout the whole equation, okay? You don't have two different letters in this equation, you just have the same letter, and you're gonna have to type it in as X, okay? All right, everybody ready then? Okay, so go to your calculator, handy dandy calculadora. Press math. Now, this is a screen that you are familiar with. Let me get a packet.
Waddle away, waddle. Still recording, Caleb.
Still recording. I walked away, but it's still recording. All right, so now press the up button. And notice at the very last option says numeric solver. This is an equation solver. This is an equation solver. Press enter. Enter. Oh, you go to math first, then go up. And where it says numeric solver. Now, I've been using this with my math students, so if you have any equations in there, just press clear. It won't let you go down until you type something in here. Now, the way you type this in, you're always going to split it down the equal sign. It doesn't matter if the equal sign is after the first number. It's always down the equal sign. So the left side is going to be your equation 1. and the right side is your equation 2. Okay. And after you're done typing in both sides, do not press enter because that's not how you do it. So 4 minus 3 plus 19, clear that out. 8, 2x plus 3 plus, all right. So type in both sides of the equation. We got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, obviously, these calculators aren't touchscreen, so I can't press OK. So what you're going to have to do is use the graph button to press OK. You're going to press OK, and then it turns into the word solve. Press the graph button again. You have to press it at least twice. If you press it 3 times, the answer won't change, but that is the answer, x equals -2. Press it at least twice, okay?
Wait, what? Oh, right there. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Part.
So x equals -2.
Whoa, I love the calculator. I think that's what
Wow. When I record, I can't write perfect like I'm used to.
Oh, I like these.
No, que no. All right.
Nobody said. I never said.
It says, what value of n makes the equation true? This is another one where you're just solving for n, but notice you only have n throughout the whole equation. That is one variable. It's like solving for x. So you can just use your equation solver again. Okay, so we're going to type now to type in your next equation. You're just going to go back up, press the up arrow. It should let you.
Oh, I just went back to math.
Oh, okay. Oh, my camera is frozen.
Putting in the wrong equation.
Yeah, don't put in the wrong equation. Okay. Now, the only other thing I would tell you, because a lot of people have been making this mistake, if you have the minus symbol in between 2 numbers, that means that it's a minus. Minus is always in the middle. If the minus sign is out front, that's a negative. So just know the difference between a minus and a negative. Oh, my camera turned off. Oh, great. Anyway, what did y'all get for this one? -9. Okay. Why won't it let me pull up my camera? There we go. Anybody not get that?
I understood it.
Why is it? That's the wrong way. Okay, so I'm gonna press OK, press solve. Remember, press it at least twice, 3 times for good measure. X equals -9, so your answer is -9. Okay. ¿Preguntas?
He asked if it worked with inequality.
It will. But I also have a different trick as well. Hold on. I'm going to pause this. So with this one, because it isn't an inequality, the first thing you want to do, let's say, for example, your answer choices are, you have 2 -5s and 2 -45s. Let's just pretend that it is that way. The first thing you want to do is solve it using the equation solver, using the equal sign. Okay, that's going to be your first thing. So we're going to do that. Go back to my camera. Negative 4x plus 10. Now, this one is a negative here out front. If it's in the front of a number, it's negative. If it's in the middle of two numbers, it's minus. 5x plus 55. Okay. Press OK, press solve 3 times for good measure. X equals -5. Okay. Now, in the actual question, there's only one -5, so your answer is H. But let's say we were only able to narrow it down. Let me write these in black just so we can. Let's say we were only able to narrow it down to F and H, whether it's greater or less than. For that, you're going to type it in using your, press second quit. Second quit. There we go. Type in your equation, -4x plus 10. To put the inequality symbol is going to be second math. Second math. And there's your inequality symbols. Now, the wrong answer was F, so I'm going to try F first. Greater than or equal to, which is 4. And then 5x plus 10. Not plus 10. Sorry. Oh, we can't do that with this. Never mind. Sorry. You have to plug in the answer. I forgot to plug in the answer. When you're using test mode, you have to plug in something for X. Now, the answer choice says that X has to be -5 or greater, right? So that's what we have to plug in. That's what we have to store. So we have to store STO -5 for X. I don't know why this thing just goes so slow when I'm on Zoom. So let's do that. -5, store X. Everybody remember where the store button is? Down here on top of on. That's how you get your little arrow. Then you can type that equation in. The answer was.
I didn't think of that part. I already have this on this.
Can't be a -5.
I got one.
Has to be a number greater than -5. What's a number greater than -5?
7.
Greater -4.
Greater, Caleb. With that what number? -5. 7. -7. Oh, okay.
There it is. -4 is greater than since they both have a -5, you have to go based on the inequality. A number greater than -5 would be -4. A number less than -5 would be -6. So for the next one, we're going to plug in that -6. For the -4, it gave me 0, which means it's a false statement, so it doesn't work. So now I'm going to store -6. And then change the inequality from greater than to less than. Second. Yeah, you have to change it to less than. Second math.
I got 0. Yeah. Yeah,
We're just gonna pretend that I didn't record all of that.
Yeah, miss, you're lost. Yeah, miss, you got it.
What did I do?
We just admit that the answer is H.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, on one like this, they're not going to give you the same exact answer anyway. All right. Number 5, use the equation solver. Okay. For number 5, we're going to use the equation solver. We're just going to skip over that dilemma. That's
all you gotta do is freaking involved.
Anyway, there's math. Numeric solver. 5 times 3x, 3 minus x. Wait, why are you pressing second math?
Oh, we put the equal way. Caleb, you're autistic. We know that, Caleb.
All right, so what's your answer?
You read the short song.
B.
I really don't.
If x is equal to 3, there's only one answer choice that has a positive 3. So your answer is B. Moving on. This next one, this is a system of equations. With system of equations, remember, you have 2 options. Either both of your equations are solved for y, or they're both in standard form. Now, in this case, I think it'd just be easier to switch them back to standard form because this one is almost in standard form. Standard form is ax plus by equals c, where x and y are on the same side, but still x needs to be in front. So how do I rewrite this equation? X plus 6y equals negative 59. Okay. From there, how do I move the y so that it is on the same side in this second equation so that it's on the same side as the x? How would I move negative 2y?
Subtract it by itself.
No, add it. So plus 2y. Okay. So now you got, remember, x has to be in the front. X plus 2y equals 9. Now we have 2 equations that we can use. They're both in standard form. What do you use to solve it? It's the name of a movie. Matrix. When they're both in standard form, you use matrix. You use matrix. Let's go back over our matrix then. You don't have to watch it to know that it exists. All right, matrix, you're going to press second x to the power of negative 1. Matrix is in blue, it's right above that button, so that's the one you press. There are 3 tabs in matrix. No, not yet. You always start at the end and work your way forward. Start at the very end, work your way forward. So we're going to go over to edit, push enter. Now, if yours still says 1 times 1, you got to make it into 2 times 3. In this screen, the fastest way to move through is to you type the number, press enter, type the number, press enter. So 2, enter, 3, enter. Don't use your arrows. From there, we're going to type in the coefficients. You only type in the coefficients. You don't type in what is a coefficient? You guys should know this. Okay. Smarty pants. I remember. What's a coefficient? The number before the variable. The number before the variable. Thank you. So the coefficient for the first one was 1, 6, negative 59. And then the second equation, 1, 2, positive 9. Okay. Now, what is the most forgotten step? Second quiz, second mode. You have to get out of this screen completely to go back into matrix. Second mode. All right, now we go back into matrix the second time. After we go to edit, now we move to math. You're working your way to the front. So in math, you're gonna go up until you find BREF, the one with 2 R's. And then back into matrix the third time. You stay in names, enter, enter. And these 2 points intersect at 43, negative 17, where 43 is your X value, negative 17 is your Y value. Now, this question is asking us specifically Why do I still have my highlighter? Specifically for what number?
The Y value.
The Y value. Why is it doing this? I don't like using Zoom. 43 negative 17. It's asking us for the Y value. So 43 is X, negative 17 is your Y value. Notice they are both answer choices, but your correct answer is G. What is the value of Y? Okay. Number 7. Number 7 is one where you have to write the equation before you find the solution. So let's do this. A college student completed some courses worth 3 credits and some courses worth 4 credits. The student earned a total of 59 credits after completing 18 courses. How many courses worth 3 credits did the student complete? Okay, it says compete, but it's supposed to say complete. So we have 2 different types of credits. First, you name your variables, X and Y. We have classes that are worth 3 credits and classes that are worth 4 credits. Okay. So when you're setting up your equations, set them up in standard form. And put your variables in there. Now there are X and X. There are 2 totals. Remember, your totals go at the very end. What are my 2 totals? The 59 and 18. 59 credits, 18 courses. Okay. Now, the only other numbers that are given to us in this word problem is 3 credit, 4 credit. So what equation is that one going to go into, the top or the bottom? Top one. Credits, credits, credits. So 3x, 3y. Now we don't know, courses are unknown. When you don't know what number to put, what do you use?
1.
Coefficient of 1. Now these 2 are set up to where you can put them into matrix. So let's do that. What do I mean by what? Sorry, yes. Is that what you were gonna say? Oh, yes. All right, so we go to matrix. Everybody go do your steps. 3, 4, 59. 18. Now, fun fact, if you haven't watched the other video that I posted over the weekend, if you're doing matrix multiple times, or if you're doing it one right after the other, you can just highlight the RF with the A, push enter, enter. That'll go faster. All right, so we got 13 and 5.
Whoa. 13.
Yeah.
I got the sentence.
Did I get it wrong? No. Is that what you got? Okay, y'all got it wrong.
No, I feel like I got it wrong.
All right, so how many courses worth 3 credits? Are we looking for the X or the Y value?
So X.
The X value.
13 was worth.
So that means we took 13 courses. The answer is A. All right, next one. What is the value of X in this solution? Now, this one, you have one that's solved for Y and one that is in standard form. What would you rather do? Move it to standard form or solve for Y on the first one? Standard form is probably easier. Because with this one, you would have to subtract X, then divide. With this one, you just have to move the X back. So instead of -5, we're going to add the 5X. Okay. Now, since x has to be in the front, 5x goes in the front plus y equals 32. All right, and we're back to matrix.
Let's see if we can get it right this time, Jose.
Oh, I got it
Yeah.
right. I got it right. It's just I took 2 3s instead of 4.
Oh, that's what I did too.
Yeah.
Don't forget that is a -5. Second quit. And then fastest way, just enter. There we go. So you get
6.5.
And they're asking us for which one? The X value. So your answer is H. Number 9. This is one of those easy ones because they actually kind of just build that equation for you right here. Everybody see it? 14 plus 5, 10 plus 5, 15 equals. Your totals are just in the front instead of the end. So I'm going to rewrite this. So you got 14 postcards plus 5 envelopes equals $12. The second sentence is 10 postcards plus 15 envelopes. Yay. I like it when it doesn't write it correctly. Okay, equals $24.80. And when you get your answer, postcards will be the top, envelopes will be the bottom. All right. Matrix again. Wait, did everybody get that? All right, I'll let y'all copy that down. 14, 5, 10, 15.
Whoa.
Whoa, what? What happened?
Ew, you know how you're supposed to put the numbers? Like it's supposed to be 2 by 3.
Mm-hmm.
Put 15 and 4.
Oh, okay. Gave you a big old table. All right. Yeah. Don't forget that very last number is a decimal, 24.8. Okay. So second quit. And that's what you should get. 0.35 and 1.42.
Wait, which one are we looking for?
You tell me.
Postcards on top. 1.42.
It says, what is the cost of a large envelope? So your answer is A.
Oh, wrong one.
Yes. All right. The next one, you have one that's in standard form, one that is solved for Y. But if you look at the one that's solved for Y, it's going to be pretty difficult to change this back to standard form. So what I would do this time is change that one to, or solve for Y on that very first equation. Okay. So I'm going to rewrite it out here to the side. 10x minus Y equals 53. All right. Now to solve for Y, the first thing you always want to do is move X. How do I move X? In this one, subtracting. So minus 10x minus, no. I have to write slow, sorry. Now, don't forget there is a negative on that Y. most times a lot of students forget that. If they get it wrong, it's because they forgot to bring down that negative. All right, and the last step is going to be to do what? Divide. So you get y equals, what's negative 10 divided by negative 1? Positive 10. And 53 divided by negative 1? So minus 53. Now you have two equations that are solved for y. Where are you going to put those? This is not matrix. What are you going to do with those two equations? Put them in? Put them in y equals. All right, so let's go to y equals, put those two equations in. Clear this out. What was that first one? 10x minus 53. And the second one, remember, if your alpha x to create that fraction doesn't work, you can use alpha y equals enter. Negative 13. Some of these calculators are outdated. Yours is? Do alpha y equals enter. All right, the whole point of solving a system of equations is to find where the two lines do what? Where they intersect. So the first thing you're going to do is go to graph just to make sure you can see where they intersect. Now mine is already zoomed out, so I might be able to see it. I don't know. Yeah. Since your calculator is going to be reset when you receive it, I'm going to go back to a standard window, see if I can see the point of intersection. Oh, you can see it. Cool. Since I can see where they cross, we're going to press second what? Second trace, and we're looking for the point of intersection, so press number 5. Once the first question pops up, you can just push enter, 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 and they cross at 6, 7. They cross at 6, 7. So your answer is A or F. Okay. This one probably would be easier just to change them both back to standard form. So how do I change this one to the top equation to standard form? What do I do with the 2y? Subtract it? Not 2x, 2y. So that first equation becomes 3x minus 2y equals 14. How do I change this equation to standard form?
You subtract or add the 6x.
Add 6x. When I do that, it becomes 6x plus 1y equals 18. All right, matrix again. Now it will give you crazy decimals. The good thing about this one is you can press math enter enter and it will change them back to fractions. With matrix, you can press math enter enter.
Oh,
and it'll change it back to fractions. Did you, all your numbers should have been paused. No. Did you forget the negative on the 2? No. Okay.
I did. again.
And they want the value of x, so they want 10/3.
But how do you make it to the
Math, enter.
It's math. Second one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. It says, what is the solution to the system of equations below? That one, they're both already in standard form, so just go ahead and put it into matrix. Second matrix. Sometimes they like to give you layups. I don't think they like to, but sometimes they do. Now for this one, I want you to write the whole box. What do you get? Because this is a special one.
What? Second. Oh, no. Okay. One.
If you get 0, 1 at the very, very end,
I did.
you need to go back and double check the bottom row. Bottom row on this one is 0, 0, 1. That means what? Infinite or no solution? Who remembers?
Not me.
No solution. 0, 0, 1 is no solution. That means these are equations to two parallel lines. 0, 0, 1. Parallel lines don't intersect, they don't cross. So that is no solution. If you get 0, 0, 0, that's infinite. So your answer was J. Okay. Number 13. This one's going to be a little different the way we solve it. Or this one you can just solve for y. It'll probably be faster to solve for y. Ready? How do we solve for y?
Draw the line, you put them on the different side.
Put what first? X?
X on the other side.
How do you do that?
Subtract it.
Minus 3x. Remember, in slope intercept form, you want the 3x to come first. So and then
You divide by 3. How by 4?
now negative 3 divided by negative 4 is
104. Wait.
positive.
104.
6 divided by negative 4?
6. 1 and 3 over 2. Alright.
Yeah. Yeah, that one, there is a calculated trick, but honestly, it's just faster to solve for y. I'm very confident in y'all's ability to solve for y. So just do that. Number 14. Number 14, there's a couple things you have to be very careful because of the inequality. Remember, if you divide by a negative, what do? Flip the sign, okay? So let's go ahead and solve it. You solve it the same way as you do any other equation, but if you divide by a negative number at the very end, you have to flip the inequality. So first thing we got to do is subtract 7x. And then we divide by negative 2. Because we're dividing all three numbers by negative 2, we flip that symbol from greater to less. Negative 7 divided by negative 2 is positive 7 over 2. 8 divided by negative 2 is? So your answer is H. Beautiful. All right. I will let you do the last 3 pages on your own. Yeah, I would go ahead and do the equations though.